Hey everybody, it's Eric with Chaotic Goods, and today we're trying something new. We're doing an unboxing video of an awesome product sent to us by Manamoon that we have here. It's a pretty hefty box, and I'm excited to dive into this. I have no idea what's in it. I've been trying to not open this box all day, so I really want to get this video out just so I can see what's in it, honestly. But I also want to review the products within it and show them to you. They were kind enough to send this package to me after I reached out to them, and they wanted just a good, honest review of their products. No exchange happened in any way besides the conversations we had. They didn't send me money, I didn't send them money. They simply said, hey, pick out some products and review it. I told them to surprise me, so that's what this is. They're not seeing this video before you are, and that's a good thing because it's a review, it's not a sponsor. Now, we're also trying something new with the background here. This is probably something I'm gonna do going forward. It's just like a talking headshot video for the introductions and potentially the outros of the videos until I get a more, professional setup. I'm trying to level up my skills in videography and recording and editing, and I feel like this is a good way to practice that. So bear with me while I adjust lighting and adjust the background and things like that, but without boring you too much on the details. Enjoy the nerd stuff that I have in the background. Really, I'm just trying to show off what I have. We're gonna dive into the video, see what Manamoon sent me, and then we're gonna do the review. We're gonna review, drop test, magnet test. Does it fit what it's supposed to? I don't know what's in here, so I don't know what I'll be able to attest. I assume a deck box at least, hopefully two. That way I can, get a good review of all the products they have, or at least some of the products they have, because they have a lot. Without further ado, let's crack open this box and see what they sent me. All right, here's the box. Like I said, I'm really excited to dive into this and kind of see what they sent me. So let's just see what we got. It's honestly really hefty. Like, I was expecting a simple singular deck box, but they were kind enough to send me a lot more, it looks like. Oh, wow. First of all, their box is very pretty for just their design. We got a lot in here, so let's just start with whatever this is. This is really heavy, so. Whoa, I don't know what it is, but there's a lot of it in here. Yo, sleeves? I love sleeves. I am a happy man when I get sleeves. Yo! All right. We're just opening this guy, and I am happy. Dude, they sent me so many, and over sleeves? No way. All right, so we have Lilithmon from Digimon. So I'm probably gonna be using those, and then we have Mastamon from Digimon as well. We have Rem, and I can never remember the other girl, but that's awesome. And then we have the Demon Slayer guy. I haven't really watched too much Demon Slayer, so I don't know his name, unfortunately. But I know he's from Demon Slayer. And then we have oversleeves. These look to be angel wings of some sorts. These are kind of steampunkish. Let me take a look. Oh, wow. Oh, they're like guns. Those are pretty cool. I don't know what they're from, but I'm sure I can find it on their site. And no, and then we have these, might just be my favorite. They're little sushis. So I'm definitely gonna be using those. And then this is just a nice gold border. So really cool. We have a card here. Oh, we have a show off your haul, tag us on social media. This is really cool, just hey, you ordered from us, tag us kind of situation. Look at how beautiful this is. It's thick cardstock too. I really wouldn't even want to throw this away with how beautiful it is. Plus, she's gorgeous, whoever she may be. Another package here. This is hefty. What is this? Oh. We have, oh, it's one of their metal card centers. a sticker. Okay. Whoa, they actually sent me like their metal field centers, because I know a lot of companies do this, but I think Manamoon was one of like the original companies that started doing this. So I have, oh my god, she's beautiful. Look at how gorgeous this Lilithmon is. Holy moly. Oh, and she's serialized too. She's number 399 of 500. Wow. And they sent me a few others too. This Manamoon one. Oh, there's actually more in here. Because she's not in her, wrapper. Whoa! Angelwamon and Manamoon. I should really start doing more Digimon content, honestly. Oh, Lady Devimon. These are all serialized too? Oh no, she's not. Oh yeah, she is. Wow, all of these are serialized. There's only like 500 of them made. And I have 402 of each? Yo, that's crazy. 402, 402, and 402. And then there's this gal as well. Whoa, she's pretty. I don't know who she is, but she's gorgeous. Maybe it's one of their original concepts. I know Manamoon does some of their original concepts as well. And she's number 248. Wow. I'm gonna put these in like a display case. Oh my gosh, we have more. So many metal cards. Yo, these are cute. What? Look at these. Out of 600. I don't know who these are. I saw them in like on their website when I was looking at their products, and I know these girls. I don't know who they are. Maybe they're Yu-Gi-Oh, maybe they're original concepts, but I mean, maybe they're VTubers. It's possible they could be VTubers as well, but they're adorable. Okay, we have another package in here that's also heavy, so let's see what it is. This is crazy. This is such an insane gift package. Oh, these are dice. Yo. Okay. We got their metal dice. Yo, this is Legend of Zelda? Oh my gosh, it is. Yo, a Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild dice. Hefty metal dice. Oh, and then there's the other one. So it's like a pair. Wow, these are really pretty and really well made. Used to play Dungeons and Dragons a lot, so I was kind of a dice nerd for a while. And these are like solid quality metal dice. And who doesn't love The Legend of Zelda? Honestly, I haven't had the chance to play much of it because I don't have control of my Switch. My son does. He plays it a lot, so I don't really have the time to play it. And looks like these dice are Demon Slayer. Oh yeah, look at that. Demon Slayer dice. Demon Slayer dice to match the Demon Slayer sleeves. Honestly, those are nice, chunky dice. Okay, let's see. I'm assuming this box is a playmat. I have to take a wild guess. It is. Yo, no way. This is actually sweet. Omnimon, Metal Garurumon, and Wargreymon. But like, holy, this is really nice quality too. It's like a soft felt. Most of the time the texture on a playmat doesn't feel like soft. It's almost like, I mean, it feels soft, but this has like, you know when you go to a store when you were a kid and you would like put your hand on the pillow and put your hand down and it would leave like a mark? It feels like that. It feels like that type of quality. I need to check their website for the actual quality of this playmat, or the actual quality material of the playmat, because this is, dude, this is dope. This might actually just become one of my like go-to playmats for any TCG, because that's, I mean, as a Digimon nerd, this is really cool. Like I may not sound like I'm geeking out, but this is awesome. Like, it's like Christmas right now. It's crazy. And it looks like we got 2 deck boxes. So let's crack this one open. This sticker's really cool. I apologize if my microphone just picks up the bubble wrap. What do we got? Oh, no way. Okay, I'm gonna move the big box because I want to do first box openings of these. I'm pretty sure this is a Lilithmon Dice Winder. Now, if you're unfamiliar with what the Dice Winder is, it is a coined term by Manamoon, the creator, Mana herself, or themselves. They made this box. So the popularized Sidewinder plus detachable magnetic dice tray, dice box, they made this. And a lot of companies have kind of been using it ever since. And this is what they decided to do. Yo, what? Oh, it's like a promo card. Okay, cool. So this box, similar to what I've reviewed, the Motosaki Atelier, the Arcane Fortress, they designed this. And it's a Lilithmon box. Yo. You know what I'm kind of sad is that I'm gonna have to drop these boxes to put them to the ultimate test. Because that is why they sent me these products. But I'm gonna feel really sad dropping them and, you know, potentially ruining them because they're gorgeous and these are amazing. Yeah, it's Lilithmon. Oh my god. That's gorgeous. And then we have the field center, the card. Where it is? Yeah, the card. Right here. Same art. Yo. I'm a sucker for Lilithmon too. When the Digimon TCG kind of first came to North America, I played the Lilithmon loop, and it's just so fun. It definitely needed to get banned, or parts of it. These are really nice quality too. So yeah, it's the same sort of Dice Winder kind of tech. You have the detachable magnetic dice tray, and then you have the magnets there. And then, boom. That's really cool. Let's put it back in the box. I have Lilithmon sleeves, a Lilithmon deck box, and a Digimon playmat. I might need to get back into Digimon, guys. I have a pet deck. I have a couple, but my big pet deck is Rapidmon. But I haven't really played it. It's just TCGs lately haven't been something I've played very much of. Oh my gosh. It's another Digimon box, guys. Alright, Manamoon's getting me back into the Digimon TCG so I can show off their products. Now, this one's cool because it's like a... I've seen it before. It's like a collaboration of Yu-Gi-Oh's Toontown Toon characters with Digimon. And that's just super cool. It's a nice little mashup there. And these boxes are nice, like, good quality. Oh my god. Oh, it's her again. Nice. These are almost like collector art cards, really. These are gorgeous. Whoa. The, like, quality of this is crazy. Like, hold on. I don't think this is a Dice Winder. I think it's one of their tower boxes, which is just a top-loading deck box with the dice tray on the top, I believe. But the quality of this is crazy. Like, actually, some of the best quality I've ever seen. Because this is all, look at this. This is all textured. Like, all of this leather on the outside is textured, and then this is all popped out. Like, I can actually run my fingers over, and then you have individual art, and it's like the old Digivice. Holy moly. Digitunes, yeah. And then we have the magnets. Oh, look at this. Look at this Toon Omnimon. Yo. Wow. And then we have, the inside looks pretty cool as well. We have our detachable tray on the top. Nice little, oh my God, it has the little, like 8-bit Agumon. This is the cool, this is by far my favorite deck box, actually. Nice magnet. And then we have the tray to actually keep your cards in. That way that you can just grab this guy. They even, that's actually something I haven't seen before in these type of boxes. Because you have these type of boxes for Ultimate Guard and Game Genic, where it's just, you know, like a tower that you pull your cards in. And normally they just include a notch, but they include a nice little pull tab on each side. So you can, you know, put your cards in it, and then instead of having to like push the cards in and then dig your finger down, you just have this nice little pull tab, and you can just get your cards out of. It's such a small thing, but it's so genius to just have a pull tab. And it's not like it's getting in the way of anything. That's crazy. Props to the Manamoon team for whoever designed that, because that is, it's actually just genius. Oh my gosh. The little dividers are separate. You have the Agumon, the Gabumon, and then I want to say that's Patamon, but it could be like a baby Digimon, but like the wings and the ears, it's adorable. Wow. This box is actually blowing me away. I'm gonna be really sad dropping this because I feel like these are maybe just like glued on, but first impressions of this like care package that was sent to me, like, thank you so much, Manamoon. You, like, this is crazy. All of the stuff, these sleeves, the playmat, the boxes, the metal cards, the dice. This is really, really cool. I really greatly appreciate it, and I'm super stoked. So this is cool. Thank you so much. I'm gonna dive into the review of the products. So, you know, the sleeves here, you know, we are gonna do the stretch and the stretch tests, kind of shuffle them up, see how they feel. And then I can't really test metal cards. Metal cards are metal cards. They're good quality metal, but I will drop the deck boxes, see their capacity. So this is gonna be a little bit longer of a video, obviously, just because it's a unboxing, first impressions into a review, but stick around, we're gonna get to the fun part. All right, with that awesome unboxing out of the way, we're gonna deep dive into the review of the Manamoon products, and I'm gonna try and be as thorough as possible, but also sort of speed run this, as the unboxing part of the video is a very large chunk, and I wanna make sure that I do the review factor, and I didn't wanna break it up into 2 videos, so we're just gonna dive in. So Manamoon boxes. The prices of their boxes vary significantly based on the style, the quality, the materials, and just kind of everything else in between. You can find boxes on their site. At the cheapest I was able to find was like 35 bucks. The most expensive box was their Sailor Moon box at $150. And that's just, again, the materials, the production quality, and everything else that kind of goes into it. So you're really getting a wide range of products and prices when you're buying from Manamoon. Both of these boxes sit at about the $50 range, which I think is fair given just the quality of the materials and how good they are. Now, you do have to take into account a lot of Manamoon products are pre-order windows, and those pre-order windows are very, very long. I'm talking like you order something now that just went on pre-order and you're potentially waiting 6 months to get your product. Personally, I'm not a fan of that, but if you're waiting 6 months to get something that's as good quality as this, I think it's absolutely worth waiting that long to get. I would much rather my product be a thorough, well put together product than having to simply just get something slapped together and sent to my door and it falls apart instantly. I've already run this thing through drop tests and it hasn't, there's no wear and tear. Nothing broke, which I was really afraid of. I mean, this corner, I guess right here is a little bent, but I'm not too mad about it. Really waiting that long, I think it's worth it. Now you do have to account shipping costs. For shipping, it looks like free shipping is free at about $150 plus. After that, it's like a $10 to $15 price range on shipping costs. So if you're buying a $50 box, you're gonna have to pay about $10 to $15 more to make sure it gets to your door based on just shipping locations. I can't speak for Manamoon if they ship internationally. I would just double check with Manamoon if they do ship internationally. I really hope they do, because I think a lot of these boxes would be a really big hit, you know, in overseas countries, as they're just phenomenal products. Now, as for the deck box details, what are they made out of, right? So all of their boxes are 100% PU vegan leather, which is fantastic, you know, and they also do have some higher quality leather boxes. I couldn't find too many details about them, but I do know that they have, you know, one version of a box that's like $50 and the other version of a box that's like 100, and it's just because of the leather that is being used and the materials on it. Again, varying price ranges for a lot of their deck boxes. Now, what do they fit? Well, it states all their boxes are supposed to fit 100 double sleeved cards or 120 single sleeved cards. I've already tried that, and I am gonna go ahead and just showcase here as we have their beautiful dice winder box that they call it. And we will try the 100 double sleeved cards first, and then we will try the single sleeves. So here are my double sleeve cards, my standard Dragon Shield outers, Dragon Shield inners. If you've watched my channel, you know the drill. So it's just a side loading box, and we're just gonna kind of drop these in here like so. Now, assuming I don't put them in at an angle, all right, a few others here, and we'll put them maybe in the middle. And you look at that. It fits 100 cards just fine. I will say it's a little snug. And if you didn't do what I just did, where you put the extra cards kind of in the middle, and you try putting them in on the edges on either side, it's a bit, I'm a little uncomfortable pushing the cards that tightly into this crease. But it does fit 100 double sleeve cards using Dragon Shield inners and outer sleeves. Now let's check their tower. I already put my Rapidmon deck box, or Rapidmon deck, in this box because I love it so much. So let me take that out real quick. All right, and we just have 100 double sleeves. I'll say it's a lot easier to just put these in like chunks than one big go. All right, and I will say for their tower style box, this is about as much as I can comfortably put in, but let's try that middle trick. Let's just separate the middle and kind of squeeze them in. Yeah, like it is snug, but it does fit 100 double sleeved Dragon Shields, and then you pop that bad boy in there. And I have to say, this little pull tab is by far the most genius thing I've ever seen on a deck box. This is the type of innovation I'm talking about. This is just, I can get my box out. I don't have to flip it awkwardly and like do a wiggle. I can literally set it down. Just be like, all right, cool, good to go. It's great. So if it does fit 100 double sleeve cards, it is going to fit your single sleeved cards as well. I'm gonna get my single sleeve cards and we will just give that a shot. All right, because it does state 120 single sleeved cards, we are going to try with 100 single sleeved cards in Dragon Shield. So here's 100, here's another, here's a 20. So we have our box and we have 100 single sleeved cards. First, all right, that looks good. And then let's try our additional 20. I don't know about that. Maybe if I put them in the middle here. It's pretty snug to where I have to like force the cards in. I think safer bet is probably 115. Yeah, 115 is like a comfortable amount that I can put in here. And let's just try that with the dice winder really quick. Just kind of show you. Take these guys out, and if I can just slot those in like so. Yeah, 115 feels comfortable. These additional 5 cards, even though it's not much, it does make it a bit too snug where I wouldn't recommend it just because the amount of pressure you're putting in, like I really had to squeeze those in. Like that's pretty snug, almost snug enough to where they don't fall out being tipped upside down. So 120, but I think the safe number is 115. 115 single sleeved cards. Even though it does state 120, I will say 120 if you really want to push your cards in there, but 115. And one thing I do want to highlight and notate is that their boxes do come with these lovely little dividers, and they don't include the amount of cards that you can put in your box and use these dividers. So I barely was able to fit 115 cards in there, and that's without the dividers. And these dividers are several cards thick. So take that into account. You know, maybe if you're playing Grand Archive or something like that, and you have, you know, your main board, your sideboard, your material deck, then yeah, you can use these dividers and separate it just fine. But if you're playing, you know, Commander and you have 100 single sleeve cards, you can separate your Commander and tokens, you know, using one of these dividers. But if you're double sleeving, you're not putting one of these dividers in the boxes. It barely fits 100 double sleeved cards, and that's not including these. So these are nice, but not if you're playing Commander, right? Now, one thing I noticed with this box, their tower box specifically, is when you're using oversleeves, you can't actually fit your oversleeved cards in the correct orientation that you would non-oversleeved cards. What I mean by that is this is your box. You have your little pull tab here. I can't put the cards in this way. They don't fit. They barely just don't fit, right? I actually have to rotate my deck to go this way to where it fits. And then I'm able to put my cards in just fine. And this is 50 double sleeve cards using oversleeves and like Bandai art sleeves, right? So if you have like two Digimon decks that are oversleeved, you're not going to be able to use this tower box in either orientation. You can, in fact, use the Sidewinder. That's just fine. You can, in fact, use the Sidewinder the way it's intended. They fit perfectly fine, but for whatever reason, the dimensions of the tower box don't fit cards properly. You can pull this apart a little bit, and then you can get them in there. But then when you let go, it's putting force on the sides of your cards, and you're potentially going to bend and warp them. So you have to do the opposite orientation, which I'm not a fan of. They just didn't think about the dimensions of making it just a little bit longer. Like quite literally a couple more millimeters, and it would fit, but it doesn't. So kind of a bummer. Next thing I want to talk about is they mention they use 2.4 millimeter board to craft the boxes, which is thicker than most brands. Now this is not something that I can like test against, right? So we'll test with the Dice Winder. So we have the Dice Winder box, popularized brand thanks to Manamoon, and we have our calipers here. All right, they're reset. We'll put them in millimeters. Zero it out. Okay. So we're just gonna measure the side of the board, right? Reset, and then we'll just measure this guy. So I'm getting about, what is that, 4.99, so 5 millimeters in thickness for this board here on the side. And maybe it's like a little bit thicker. Let's reset it. Reset, and then let's just measure the side here. How about that? 4.68, so about 4.5 millimeters thick on this side board construction. Now I have another box here that I've been using a lot. It is from Motosaki Atelier, their red hood version. And so let's just measure kind of the same dimensions here. So we're gonna measure this sideboard here. I turned it off. Okay. And we'll just measure the side. 4.68, so it's 4.5. So this measured almost 5 millimeters, and this measures about 4.5. Now let's measure this. Let's reset. Now let's measure this inside chunk right here at 5.47. So I'm unsure on what sort of board dimensions they're talking about in terms of the build quality. And maybe comparing them to Motosaki Atelier wasn't the correct idea. Maybe I should have compared them to brands like Ultimate Guard or Game Genic. But those brands don't have sidewinders or dice winders. They have, the sidewinder in other style boxes. But comparing them to another off-brand or, new brand up and coming, that actually measures thicker than this does. So I'm a little uncertain on that front. So as always, in the upper right hand corner, you are going to be able to see the strength of the magnets. Now let's see what we got here. So we have magnet here, magnet here. Now remember, the blue is the stronger magnet. So these actually are pretty strong, where it's green going into blue, right? So those are pretty strong magnets. And then we just have magnets here. So these connect there. And again, there's no magnet here that connects to the box, but there is the one magnet for the box. And then if we take it off, this magnet, there's 4 magnets here and 4 magnets here. And it's the same sort of construction with their tower, which is 4 magnets here. Very, again, same strength magnets, and then 4 magnets on the lid. On the box that holds your dice, you have 4 magnets, and then the 1 magnet actually keeping it here. And these magnets are really, really strong. I mean, we can just do a quick comparison to the magnets that are here. We can see this, while this uses more magnets, there is, a little bit more green going and fading into the blue, but there's more magnets, right? When we look at the dice box, there's the same amount of magnets. There's a little bit more yellow on that center ring, and then there is kind of a lot more blue, and then the green. But I've noticed in my drop tests that we're going to cut to that I wasn't able to drop these boxes and get my cards to go everywhere, which is saying a lot. I definitely think they do pass the drop test, but let me know. Let me know after watching it. Do you think it passes the drop test? Does it fail the drop test? I'd like your opinion. All right, so with the drop test out of the way for the boxes, that is kind of covers everything that I would normally test for deck boxes. So we're gonna do a quick little test on their sleeves. Now, they sent me a bunch of sleeves, over sleeves and standard sleeves, and honestly, these just feel like your normal holographic art sleeves. I've used plenty of sleeves, and these aren't anything special. While beautiful, they aren't anything special. They're just a nice holographic with a black material on the inside, and it's just a matte. So when you're looking at your cards, they look great. I actually ended up sleeving my Necromon deck in the Lilithmon sleeves they sent me. Now, because there are no texture on the sleeves, they shuffle like garbage. Props to anybody who uses sleeves without any sort of texture, because yes, it is doable, but the shuffle feel is just, it's not good. And I've used enough Bandai sleeves and Bushiroad sleeves that I know the quality of them is really crappy. And I'm not saying the quality of these are crappy. They're very nice and beautiful sleeves, but I never use art sleeves without an oversleeve. I didn't oversleeve these just for the sake of this video, just to show you kind of how good they look, and they're beautiful. They're absolutely gorgeous. The holographic shines so nicely, but I will be putting oversleeves on these. And I'm not gonna be using the oversleeves that Manamoon sent me because they don't have any texture, and that makes me really sad. One of those packs, and these are beautiful. They're Angewomon sleeves, and I would love to put these on my Digimon cards, but they don't have texture. And it pains me to shuffle cards that don't have texture. I will say it is a very nice matte finish on the back and a clear finish on the front. So when you are sleeving your cards, you're not diminishing your beautiful foils with the border around. And you are, in this case, I'm making it to where my holographic sleeves don't look that good, but I'm just not a fan of no texture on oversleeves or sleeves in general. I think the first company to figure out holographic sleeves with texture, they're gonna get a lot of people's money. They do fit standard size sleeves, and they come in a count of 70, which I like. I think 70 is the sweet spot for most TCGs, where a lot of TCGs are at about 50 to 60 cards, and then you include maybe tokens in a sideboard to get you to that threshold of 70. 70 is a great number for TCGs. 100 is too much. So in this instance, I have 70 sleeves. My Digimon deck has 50 cards. Maybe I sleeve my tokens. My eggs are in a different sleeve, which is great. I have 20 extra sleeves, for when they wear and tear over time. Now, we're just gonna do a quick little rip test, stretch test on this guy to see kind of the quality compared to other sleeves and see if maybe they're better than I think they are. So just get the little fingers in there, and then, yeah, they tear instantly. It is, maybe it's an outlier. We'll get another one. But any sort of pressure when we put our fingers in here and just, oh, that one took a little bit more force than the other one. You can maybe see here that there is a little bit of bend in the plastic. So sure, they don't hold up like dragon shields or katanas. These are holographic art sleeves. I have yet to find a holographic art sleeve that lives up to the expectations of other big sleeve brands. So they're good. So the sleeves run you $22, and you can order them in Japanese or in standard size, which is nice because my understanding is that Manamoon, they're big Yu-Gi-Oh players, big Yu-Gi-Oh fans. It's nice that they offer Japanese size products and standard size products as well. With all that out of the way and kind of just trying to not make this video longer than an hour, which it's probably going to be at this point, do I recommend Manamoon products? I think wholeheartedly, without a doubt, they are the highest quality deck boxes that you can currently find on the market. Dueling Guard has good quality deck boxes, and I do like them very much, but Manamoon specifically, you're not gonna find a box like this anywhere else. And the dice winder, this Lilithmon dice winder, and a lot of the other dice winders are very basic and simple, like this. But then they create things like this guy, where there's texture to the actual leather. There's this pop out of, you know, the Digimon crest, and it looks like a Digivice. And there's so many other boxes they have where it's over the top design, but it's so gorgeous and so beautiful that I honestly can't say that there's not a company out there making better quality deck boxes. And I'm not just saying because of the art, the drop test, the actual shake test, so the quality, these are premium, 100% premium TCG accessories. And I think if you purchase one of their items, you are not going to be disappointed by their products. Now, there's always good and there's always bad. The bad to their deck boxes, you're waiting months in advance on pre-orders, which is a bummer, but honestly, if I'm going to get a premium product, I don't mind waiting 6 months for that product to show up at my door, because I know it's going to be immaculate and just so beautiful. But it also doesn't fit 120 sleeved cards. The Sidewinder did, barely, but I think a comfortable number is 115 single sleeved cards. So there's a little bit of a misleading number on their site, but that's just my testing in comparison to theirs. And they've been doing this a lot longer than I have. So for anyone who stuck around and watched this entire video, or, you know, jumped to bits and pieces of this video, I want to thank you so much for just watching this. I know Manamoon products are one of the ones that have been requested, and it was just so amazing for them to send me these products and get this review out for you. And I'm really excited to see what other products they put out. There are some that are on my radar, like their coffin style boxes that I want to get and want to review, but that video is probably gonna have to wait about 6 or 7 months. So I'll see you then. This is Eric signing off. Have a good evening.